back. It's game 2 with New Mutator and Paris, with bringing you the winter series. We're still in the top bracket second match, if I'm not mistaken, between the Syndicate and the Dapper Dan men. Go ahead and see if I can bring that up for you. Dapper Dan men going to be captained by Switch in the north, and Rat King going to be leading the Syndicate in the south. And I know, so this is Capture the Flag. What's the name of this map? I always forget. It's
The Grilling Grounds.
Grilling Grounds, that's right. This map tends to play out with both teams meeting somewhere in the middle and having some kind of protracted Archer Warlock battle with Tro pressuring the flanks. But we'll see how it goes here. Suffice to say, it didn't exactly go as we had planned. If it did, I think we had a good shot coming into this, except for something happening that we didn't really count on.
Which is...
Well, we'll have to
Oh,
see.
I guess we'll
have
find
to
out,
see.
right? A little cliffhanger there.
Yeah.
Don't you be scrolling. Don't scroll through. Watch the whole video, guys.
Yeah. So what do you notice? I mean, what were you feeling? Because when I wanted to do this cast with you, I wanted to sort of get your take on like how things were going along, progressing with the match. What were you guys what was going through your mind at this point? What kinds of things were you concerned about, or were you, did you feel pretty good about, pretty confident? I mean, how did you feel coming into this game? What can you tell me about how, the state of your team?
I think, you lose the first game. It kind of sucks, but we went into this pretty confident regardless because we knew it would be capture the flag, and as long as no flags just got taken from behind people's noticing, it would end up being a BC matchup, and you're either going to be tying it out here or able to push through towards your enemy's defenses and capture that flag. So we felt pretty good because player for player, we felt like we could match up. We were fortunately able to acquire Eastwind as a substitute.
Yeah, I was going to point that out actually. It looks like the trades are pretty comparable, but you guys are taking advantage of the subs at this point, and I'll note that Eastwind has both Tro.
Yes. He has the big, large, tanky artillery motherfuckers.
So, to be clear, Eastwind isn't technically on your team. He's on your team in the capacity of a substitute. Who is he subbing for exactly?
I don't know. I guess if it matters, I don't know. Adren? The Lizard King? Neither of those guys showed up, so I don't know anyone really. They used to do it where a player's substitution caliber had to be similar to the one he was substituting for, but I don't even bother anymore.
That's how it used to be.
I feel like it's just needless extra drama and crap. Try to keep it as simple as possible.
Right.
And you guys end up splitting your trow here. You see Flatline's got one, and I believe Vife of Power has the other one.
Right.
So it's interesting as well because you guys are playing with 8 players on each map, so you constantly have more eyes around everywhere. Well, now I'm noticing you guys aren't spreading out much. You're putting
right. I was kind of worried.
Just straight mid.
I think at some point I did draw on the map. Yeah, right now I'm drawing on the map. I'm like, look, we gotta scout that out. We can't just all be here,
Yeah, it's pretty necessary. So that gives us a small little advantage there, and then as you'll see, Viper Power is moving in to pressure us, and Eastwind's just walking away.
At this point,
he just left.
I can see exactly what's happening, and I'm like, we're in trouble, you guys.
Because you guys don't have those extra units in the flanks to just stop his trow or send Zerx back, so
and
VFP's getting some good ratios, Flatline's getting some good ratios here. You guys really dismantle
Yeah,
our mid with that
they're
two
rushing
trow
mid.
advantage.
Yeah, they're definitely rushing in there. And at this point, I mean, 86-16. I mean, we have a pretty good lead, but nobody's really watching what's happening here. And I feel like whoever has the D switch maybe could have done this a little bit
Flag
differently, but
contested.
I don't really think it was gonna work out either way with the two tro if you microed those.
I think he had to send the Warriors first. He should have split them in half, put them on both trow, and managed the Zerks himself. And he might be able to pull off getting both of them down, or at least stoned. At
Yeah,
least in time for your trow to get to our flag. That's what you guys needed, was a delay.
right. You can
Flag
see me.
captured.
I was trying to make my way to the flag, but I'm just a warlock, and I wasn't really able to do much.
That's pretty funny, man. But here I am, just a warlock. Yeah,
Yeah,
if only
it's
you
just
had some quicker legs, but there wasn't much you would have been able to do, as
nope.
one of
Nope.
those traps still has half health.
Yeah, there. I could have only hurt our chances at defending by blasting our warriors. I don't think I would have done too much damage to the tro, but I was hoping to maybe contest the flag. Get there a little sooner, keep it contested, so our team could at least swoop in and contest this flag. But it was a good effort. We didn't quite make it there though. I think Flatline was pretty close, but he's still a few seconds away. Um, but uh, but yeah, I feel like that could have gone very differently. But Eastwind saw the opportunity, went for it, and we just didn't have anything. We didn't. All our berserks were, you know, up front on the front lines, just preoccupied with trying to crush the mid, and we didn't really have any in reserve to kind of tail those tro, and that ended up costing us that.
Yeah, like as soon as he moved, one of your trowers should have said something, or I don't know, even anyone on your team, if they had noticed that
Well,
going on, they
I
should have been
said
like, "Hey,
something,
wait,
but it was
back off. We gotta go home."
yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, I said something, but nobody responded because I think they were too busy. I don't know. They were tunnel
They were trying to
visioning.
push up, you know?
Yeah, they saw their own opportunity. Then they didn't relate it to what was happening elsewhere. They didn't, or they just assumed that someone else would get it. But there wasn't anybody else there. Was the problem.
Yeah.
So I feel like Switch was right not to be very confident here because Um, we just didn't have any scouts, so we kind of deserved to lose there because all of our units were concentrated in the middle. We didn't play that right.
Yeah, man. It seems as if, like, I know there's such things as what's it called? Self-fulfilling prophecy. But he knew that you guys are gonna have trouble going into it. And like right off the bat, without the scouts, I mean that's like step one of two-team games. You got to see what your opponent has, where it's going, and you need that type of information,
Yeah, you
or
need
you
the
can just
intel.
get whacked.
Yeah. Yeah, let's look at the stats. I mean, 31 damage for Eastwind. Of course, no losses. 30 damage for Rat King. 14 kills, 5 losses. That's actually pretty good under the circumstances. Um, and for our team, the Dapper Dan men, looks like Vi for Power pulled it out with 53 damage. Of course, it didn't really help that much um, in terms of winning the game, but winning the mid he did, along with Flatline with 26 damage. Switch 28 damage on D, not too bad, right?
Yeah, it's funny if you look at the kills graph, you'll see that like you guys were headed. You guys pretty much led the game the whole time because Eastwind was gone, and then right at the end he takes the flag,
Yep. Yep.
and there's that little cutoff, intersection.
Yeah, we were looking pretty good for a minute, but the game type, you gotta play the game type, and we were in BC mode, So yeah, I mean, game two got tied up pretty fast. That was a pretty fast game, over pretty quick. Capture the flag. Sometimes it's like that with super fast Tro units. So yeah, tied up at one apiece at the end of game two. So game three, I guess let's move on into that, and we'll see you there in a minute.
Let's do it.
Team eliminated. Game over.